Hi, it is Monday, the 26th, I think. 2026? Yeah, it's the 26th. It's an 8. Here in Ontario, Canada, the sky was cloud covered in the rise, but it's somewhat blue. The sun was shining, right? There's white, though, clouds in the horizon. It's cold, minus 16, something like that, but it's tolerable. It's not too terrible, right? I went out and shoveled off my step and cleaned off the truck, snow on the truck, and my face froze. It was cold on the skin, right? That's why you got to dress properly for winter. I imagine the lakes are going to have ice on them this year, so the ice fishermen and women will be happy, right? I have to say that because what I've realized since I was 20 is a lot of men have never been fishing in their life and they have no idea how to do it. And I've been fishing since I was 1, right? I was raised by a man, raised in the country. My father was a hunter, fished, everything. I know how to trap, track, hunt, fish, right? Not that I do any of those anymore. I did them until my 30s, I suppose, right? Not hunting. I didn't like hunting. I don't like killing things, right? That have fur or feathers. So, yeah, it's just me. The Schuman's 30 today. It was 15 yesterday. But I had seen another post last night before I went to bed and it said 54. So it's 30 today, right? My ears ringing intense today. I called my friend and sent her to the store for me. And we were sitting there after talking, right? I rolled a joint for us because she's out. So I like to get my friend high, right? And my ears rang really, both of them rang really loud and then stopped. It was like 2 seconds. And then it was like listening like a tunnel. It sounded, everything was really, different sounding. And throughout the day, I've been getting ringing ears, like that shrill ring, all right? So what I had said to her at the time was, oh, it's like I just went deaf, right? I'm going, and I said, she was like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I think frequencies. I think it's something to do with frequencies, right? So, not sure what that is about, but it's okay. It stopped. I'm back to normal. I slept well last night, went to sleep. It took me a little bit, but then I told my mind to shut up and think about a new thought, right? I think new thoughts, and it has no choice. Unless it comes up with a new thought, it just shuts off. So, I'm grateful I learned that, how to do that, you know? Um, my YouTubers, my fake Iranian nomad channels, right? That's what they are. They're pretending they're nomads, but they're just people from the city that go to the villages and buy up old houses and shit and start a channel on YouTube, right? For donations. And they just mainly pretend fight all the time, right? With their first or second wife and stuff like this, right? And it's because I know they're lying. It keeps me entertained, right? So they're back on, right? They said that they go to the border with Iraq, I think, or whoever, and can upload their channel because they get signals. So, yeah, it doesn't matter how hard you try to keep people down, they'll find a way, right? It's good to know. Because their internet's been out for what, going on 3 weeks now? So yeah, the only problems they're having is all the bank machines and everything are shut down, right? They've shut everything off. So make sure if it ever happens, you need to have cash on hand, right? Your old or coins or something, cash on hand, right? For when the tech goes down. I always knew it was not as good as what they say, right? When we had telephone poles with telephone lines, our telephone never died. If the power went out, the phone still worked, right? It was way more superior than the internet. So, yeah, they can try to, what's the word they're using now? Oh, I can't think of it. They tell you to do it to your channel, hype it up. They try to hype it up, right? So it's the best thing ever. It's better technology, but it's not. It's crap. They're just hyping it up, right? I was watching that a little bit of it, right, about what's going on in Minnesota, right, with ICE agents and stuff like that, how corrupt Minnesota really is, and all everything, right, with all the immigrants. There's a difference between immigrants and migrants, right? One's legal, one's not. The immigrants are not. So the first guy or first person that got popped by the ICE agents was a female. Her last name was Good, right? The guy that just got popped the other day, his name was Pretty Good, right? You know what I mean? Sounds like a movie to me. Yeah, that's what it does. When all the protesters are paid, they realize that, watch this one guy, he's a body language guy, right, on YouTube. And he put together that, or he found the information that all these protesters are being, they have a system set up on chat groups on the internet so that they can, like, somebody's helping them, paying them, right, and telling them where to be and stuff like this, and how to look up the license plates of the ICE agents and all this, right? So, paid protesters. What do they call them? I've told you before. Crisis actors, right? Worthless people, for sure. Useless, right? They just cause harm. So, yeah, it's different, right? What a movie. But it has to play out to take out to have a reason why they've already taken out the corrupt government there. Like the mayors and the governors and stuff like that. It's a backstory, right? Just like how Carney went to China. Somebody, Jinping or whatever his name is, right? And made a deal with him. And then Trump said yesterday that putting 100% tariffs on Canada, right? And so, and Carney was saying, well, he didn't care what Trump said and everything like this before, right? He made a deal with China for electric cars, right? And Trump said, I'm putting a 100% tariff on you. And then Carney came back and said, no, I was wrong. I'm not making a deal with China, right? And canceled everything. Trump said he was coming for Canada next, right? Come on, Mr. Whoever's playing Mr. T, let's do it, right? Time to clean up Parliament and the mayors of every town. You should see how fat the mayor here is in Muskoka, right? It's like unbelievable. He's about 6 foot, but he's about 500 pounds. It's hard to look at the man. You can see how greedy he is, right? Every time I see him, I think of that movie with Austin Powers. Get in my belly. Baby back, baby back, baby back ribs, right? Know what I mean? So, yeah. A lot of fat mayors. Considering a mayor is supposed to be a female, not a male. Right? This is old tribal. This is what it was before, and they took it over. They put a man in front, call him the mayor, but meanwhile it's a female in the back, the mayor. Right? Just hiding in the behind the curtain. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's so messed up. Me and my friend talk about stuff like this when she comes over, to see, just to put it out there with each other, make sure we're keeping it straight, right? She's into the military thing, right? That's her big interest. And the children. It's all about the child sex trafficking, human trafficking, right? This really gets her, you know? She pays attention to that. I told her, don't do it too much, right? Like, you loop. She starts looping, right? And that's all she can think about. But she hasn't spoke to me about that kind of stuff as much as she used to. So she's gotten it more under control, right? Just like her drinking. She's not craving as much alcohol anymore, right? But addiction's quite a wicked thing, isn't it? You know, it's all part of their plan too, right? Make everybody numb so you don't fight back, you don't care. That's why that desensitize you with the terrible movies, horror movies, and war movies, and abusive movies, and homosexual movies, and I won't watch those, right? Never, never would. It's not my taste. I like love stories and science fiction, but even the love stories are no good for me because they're always something negative always happens in it, right? That ruins it for me. So I quit watching them years ago too, right? There's like no movie is happy all the way through. There's always got to be something bad happens. You know what I mean? The dog gets killed, something like that. I don't like movies like that either. If the dog's dying, I ain't watching it, right? Even if the Spaniards were dogs and they've been humanized, right, by breeding with people, right, which is bestiality, which is very gross. Uh, I still like canines, right? They've been my best friends ever since I was a little girl. But yeah, it's a weird realm, isn't it? I see the light at night, the sky, different colors when it clouds over and it's supposed to be the moon. Just like in the rise today, I seen the sun shine through the clouds like an hour and a half before it was even forecasted to rise, before the sunrise. I was looking, I was like, well, that this can't be the sun, right? It has to be something else that's above the clouds that's shining. It's so weird. It really is. You want to see outside? I'll show you. Hang on. I'll show you how much snow we got. See, sun shining up there somewhere. I can't see from where I'm standing, but you can probably. All right, see the snowbanks, how big they are over there? Like, holy cow. But that gets pushed up, right? You know what I mean? It's probably about 3 feet of snow, I guess. Something like that. I cleaned off my truck, you see, eh? Yeah, I figured just in case a plow guy comes, I don't want to have to run out there and get it done. Plus, it's supposed to snow again tonight, throughout the night somewhat. I don't want it to get too heavy, right? Where it takes this hard work getting it off. So, yeah. My shoulders and neck are still quite tense. So, something's happened with Mother Nature, right? Earthquakes, volcanoes, whatever they are, really. Because I don't believe anything they say, right? Oh, here's something I heard the other day. There being forecasted lots of earthquakes and volcanoes because the ice is melting, has already melted off of Antarctica, the Arctic, right? The ice has melted, and they had the ice on Earth in certain areas to keep the dragon asleep, frozen, so it couldn't move, right? Captured. So now that the ice has melted, it's freeing itself up. So when it wiggles free, this part melts, it wiggles free its tail, its leg, its shoulder, whatever, right? They're calling that the earthquakes, right? Because the dragons are waking up, or dragon, depends on how big it is. If they're enormous, there's only one. But if they're smaller, there could be two, right? So, yeah, different. And it doesn't come for us, it comes for them. They are the tribal peoples dragon, right? The Great Spirit put here to protect us and to help us. That's why they froze them. It resonated with me. Well, why not? It's a fairy tale gone wrong, right? How else would you captivate a dragon but to put it in ice? Knock it out, right? Captivate, capture, I should say. So yeah, still dreaming all night. Can't tell you what, I forgot by the time I rose. Yesterday I was very icky. There was a lot of heavy energy in the air, mentally, in the consciousness, right? I had to work at keeping my thoughts positive. But by nighttime came, it eased and it was better. But my body was very icky yesterday. Today it's just pressure in the head, my spine still, behind my heart chakra, my tailbone. And my feet are always bothering me now, but they're not as tense as they can be. Thank goodness. Right? Let's see, are they cracking? Oh, just banging my foot. Oh, yeah, that one cracked. That's the worst one. Seizes up on me. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get to the chiropractor one day this week. We shall see. Right? I'm in hibernation mode, Don't like going out in the winter. So, gotta be forced to, in a way. Last night I was seeing why all these things happen to me in my life, why certain people come and do things that are, I think it's just not good, right? And I realized, I told Source, I can see what you're doing, right? I know these are lessons I've already learned, right? What you want to throw at me next, Like it comes with being an old soul too. So, yeah, it's different. It's very different. I can see how it works through people to get to me, right? Don't know why it does this, but it does. All right. What are we going to say? Somebody was standing outside staring at the building. That's what had me looking. Every day, I'm in alignment for success. Every day, the essential symptoms flow through my body with ease. And every day, I have more gratitude. I know I would say that. I always say that. But I mean it. I do. I have more gratitude. I'm grateful for everything. For the place, the building I dwell in. For my bed, my blankets, my pillow, my friend, my children, my truck. Right? I'm grateful for everything. I am. All right. I love you all as a consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye. Bye.